back to Greenlands. We are in April. We are going to be progressing through to May because, as you will have seen from the thumbnail, I want to get first cut done. I was actually, if you watched the last video, you'll know I was rushing far too much when I was recording this because we had a bunch of fields we should have rolled. All of the cornfields that we planted actually needed rolling, and as I was looking at that, I also spotted that I missed rolling some other fields. Yeah, and the yield benefit's not huge. I've had to turn off the needs rolling filter because otherwise that would bug me. Anyway, getting the cows sorted really frustrates me as well that I can't get past that collision. I don't know if it's because of the self-propelled feed mixer, and I will be, when we get Maize Plus added into this, I'm going to be switching to a trailed one because we're going to need something bigger. So I'm probably going to go to the 40,000 litre trailed one, I think. Just because they'll make it easier to feed the cows the huge amount of feed they're going to need. Probably by then we will have more straw as well. I think we've probably got enough straw to last us until not quite harvest is my guess. And we're also only a couple of months away from having our first dairy calves on the farm. They will stay in that shed for a little while, and then before the second group calf, we'll move those into the open pasture. I'm running the 1.6 update now, and so we're getting a lot more manure. I still have the manure fix mod on, so I don't know if we're getting double bonus manure or not. But because of that, the little manure pit that I have doesn't hold very much. And I would like to keep manure to spread on the fields. I don't think we really need to put it through the BGA, although the cache would be nice. So I want to put a bigger manure pit in. Before I do that, I want to empty this one. So we're going to do that. This I am going to stick through the BGA. It will give us a little bit of cash, and that's always nice. Money is a bit low from leasing and repairing stuff, basically. Trying to keep on top of most of the repairs. Probably a few that I'm missing, but trying to get that done. And yeah, we leased that big planter, obviously, and the exacta tanks, but that was a really nice setup to run. I was amazed how quickly we managed to get the mega field planted. I'm actually recording this before you've even seen that video, so yeah, I'm relatively organized at the moment. This is the last video I need to record, sort of, for the week. Still got to do multiplayer. That will be later today with Cartech, but that one kind of happens and we record it in one hit, so I don't have to worry about voiceovers and stuff. So I'm considering myself ahead for the week because I'll be going into recording next week's videos soon, and it's Thursday, which hopefully means you'll get a Monday video because I'll be able to record the voiceover for it tomorrow. That's the plan. I haven't spoken to Paul yet, but there is a chance that there will have been a Maize Plus English stream. So you can just see we're putting in the big silo extension for the manure near the house. Luckily I have no sense of smell. A little bit of so we've got the rest of that cleared out into the BGA, made a bit of cash obviously, put slurry in as well, and we've now got some wool to sell because there's still a good price for that. So 11 grand plus a little bit for the environmental score. Pretty happy with that. And we also have some canola to sell. I found that, I don't know if it's because I just used it auto load, but it thinks I have a pallet on the back to refill. I do a save and reload, and that seems to fix it and let me fill from the silo again. There we go. Yeah, I'd left some canola in the silo, thinking that we might end up using it for cattle feed, but I don't, we will have harvested again, I think, before we add Maize Plus in. So I'm going to take this down to the oil mill as well. It's making us good money. We have quite a lot of canola oil. As you can see, it's a little bit messy, but we can just pour this over the top. It'll be fine. And now I want to put in a silo for some solid fertilizer. Basically, we can produce pretty much all the solid fertilizer we want, but we can also produce more and sell it. And so what I want is, I've put the Meridian bin in so that we can keep some on hand on the farm, a bit like I have with the lime silo, and then we can just set, what I was thinking is we would just set this fertilizer plant to just selling, but actually we can sell it at the sell everything point for a really good price. So just leasing the Krone Profi Liner auto load cost us £1.5 because there's a good price on sugar. So we're going to get that sold because we have lots of sugar to sell. You'll see when we get down there just how much we have. And I figure now the price has tripped over the I can't remember what trigger price I said. It was 900 and something per 1,000 litres. You can see we have a lot of sugar to sell. So yeah, we're going to get that sold. There's actually even more in the sugar mill. So we're getting close to being empty. I think there's about 15 to 20,000 litres of sugar beet and sugar beet cut left in their processing. So means there's probably about another 15,000 litres of sugar to come out of the plant before we get rid of it. Because we don't have any sugar beet planted. And yeah, maybe I'll keep it and see whether in year 3 we want to do some. Again, with the oil mill, we've got nothing planted that can go through the oil mill either. So I'm considering that we'll maybe get rid of that. Don't know whether to keep the dairy or not. And having these 3 productions just running on their own is okay. It's not so bad. Just keeping an eye on the money we make because it sells in little chunks. So we had about 225,000. So we've made 45 grand off of that, I think, which is pretty nice. We'll go and grab the rest. Yeah, having these is not too bad. I think it was when I was trying to put the sugar beet through the cleaner and then into the cutter and then into the processing plant, and then I had the putting some through the BGA, and it was a lot more work. I'm actually thinking that we might just keep these, and maybe I'll do a field of sugar beet next year. Maybe we'll buy a field with sugar beet in. I'm not sure. The chocolate price is also pretty good, and we have a decent number of pallets of that, so we'll get rid of those as well while we've got the trailer. So yeah, 24,000 litres of sugar and 9,000 litres of chocolate. That is going to give us about 60 grand, I think. So we're going to pay off another £250,000 off the loan. Gets us down to only £9 million in debt now. First million paid off the loan. That's pretty cool, I think. I want to see if we can run the mowers on the Fendt because we haven't used the Fendt much. It's got 6 hours on it, but it doesn't feel like we've used it a lot. So got the mowers on the Fendt. We're going to stick the T7 on the baler because it's a New Holland baler. So that sort of makes sense in my head. And I want to use Follow Me. I'm going to do a mixture of Follow Me, Courseplay, and me driving, basically, because we have a lot of grass fields to mow. They're in the last harvest state, so we're going to get pretty hefty yield off of here as well. But we're going to need that. At the moment, I am planning to keep every silage bale we make in anticipation for Maize Plus coming. If we get to, so what my plan for the grass work on here is, I'm struggling to get Follow Me to work, and I can't decide. So that last transition was me going away and update, checking I had the latest version of Follow Me. It's not that. So we'll have another go, see if we can get it to work, and then we'll have to look at options if not. So, no, not at all. I was wondering if it was the New Holland, but I think we've used this on Follow Me before, so I'm just going to go and grab the Deutz, and we're going to see if we can stick the New Holland on Follow Me behind the Deutz, which we can by the looks of it. So I think we're going to park the Fendt up for now, put the mowers on the Deutz, which I think was my mowing setup last year. So yeah, what I was partway through saying is I think my plan for grass on here is first cut is going to be silage. Second cut will be hay. We'll probably have got through a chunk of the hay by then. Third cut will be silage again. If we get to third cut silage and we've got a lot of bales left, then I will look at putting some of that through the BGA, is the plan. The maize that we've got growing down on the mega field, that's all going to go into a new industrial BGA. The maize that we have. I don't know if you can hear that helicopter. I don't know. I'll find out when I edit this. Big thank you to Patreon and the YouTube channel members. Appreciate all of you for your support. Really helped me out in everyday life at the moment. Yeah, much appreciated. Yeah, what was I saying? The maize we're growing on the farm here, we'll be keeping for maize silage to feed to the cows. I'm expecting to sell everything that we get up at the mega field. And what I'm probably going to do there is we're going to set up the industrial BGA, and I'll probably try and get it so that we have a couple of big bunkers to put silage into, that we can belt feed the silage into the BGA. Who doesn't love belt fed fully automatic silage? It's not something I do very often, but I think with the scale of farm that we're going to have, that seems like a really sensible idea. We can hopefully just leave that feeding silage into the BGA and printing money for us. Might add the modular BGA pack on and put that through a generator as well, or a bank of generators. Probably gonna be a bank of generators. Let's grab the little Massey Alpine tractor again. I'm putting a lot of work on this little guy. It's one of my favorite tractors at the moment on here. And we're going to use it for bale wrapping. We're going to switch to red because that's the color of my logo, and we've got the disturbing wrapper here which has my logo on the bale wrap, and it has, I can't remember who it was asked why wasn't I using red when I first made them, because that's my logo, red and black. I think I just fancied using the Deutz fluorescent green when I was adding the colours in. But what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to clear the bales away from the end of the headlands so that they're not in the way as we mow and bale the rest of the field. We're getting quite a lot of bales off of it, even this first field, and it's not one of our biggest by a long way. What I'm going to do is stack all of the bales up by the cow shed until they have fermented, and then I'm going to put them in the bale storage that we have, because that'll get rid of all the bales from the game, and so we won't have any. I've not really seen it in FS22, but if it got to when we had so many bales we'd be getting lag issues, that would stop that. I'm going to use courseplay for the next field. So I have a bit of an issue here where these fields are kind of weirdly joined up. They don't have a gap between them. And so we're struggling to get courseplay to work. And also struggling to have traction to drive up the hill. So I'm just going to tidy up some of the missed bits. And then we're going to try and get courseplay going on the bale wrapping while we cut and bale the next field. So we get into a little bit of a production line of mowing, baling, wrapping, stacking, basically. And yeah, that's, once we've done that, next video will probably be fertilizing the grass, I think. Obviously we need to get done. So yeah, let's try and get courseplay to do some bale collecting for us. You might notice I am on an older version of courseplay here. I am on 7.1.17. And it doesn't seem to want to work particularly well. And also this field doesn't have a good field definition, so I'm going to manually draw in the field boundary. Apologies for the offset cursor. It's a feature of how I record videos on my laptop. So yeah, that way, and we'll set it to prioritize custom fields, and it will use the field boundary that I've drawn now, which should solve the issue hopefully. But no, Cartech does not want to do the bale wrapping for me. Cartech, they have now moved to version 7.1 and it's working fine, so yeah, we can let that go. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to have to draw in a field boundary, because you can see if you look, field 41 and field 56 and field 58 are all joined together with little grass paths, and that screws up courseplay. But drawing these manual field boundaries and making sure that we have custom field boundaries set as active and we get ourselves inside the field, we're good to go. and then we can copy that course across to the baler. Let the mowers get a little bit of a head start, and off we go. I swapped to in the end, and I find it's generally better to mow and bale the up down rows first. There's less chance of having a bale in the way as you go around then. I've just taken over on the baling for a bit because I thought it would be fun, and that way I can tidy up a bunch of the missed bits. You will have seen from the thumbnail that I end up picking up one of the front windrowers, which sort of helps with this bit, but not completely. It does make it, you can see where we've defined the custom field boundary, we're not quite getting every scrap of grass on the field, but yeah, I'm not too worried. First load of wrapped bales, so this is where we're going to stack them all while they ferment, because if you put them in, as you can see we've got the front windrower on here. I brought that, I can't remember what it cost, not a lot, it's a 6 meter front windrower. Yeah, if you put the bales in unfermented, they turn into grass bales. So, and actually the shed I've got won't take those, so they won't go in. Just doing the little scrap of field where we extended the yard. I've got, or I'm putting the T7 on follow me, and I'm driving the Deutz, so we can just do this little bit. Not worried about doing all of it, but we might as well get something off of here. And as we're mowing the grass, our environmental score is improving because they were correctly fertilized and limed, so that's cool because that's going up. Our biggest weakness at the moment from a precision farming point of view is the weeding, the weed score, and some of the tillage. So need to have a look at the weeding. One of our fields does actually need some herbicide, but the rest, because a lot of them were ploughed, they don't need it. But there is a trick you can do, which I need to watch the videos on to get it to register as being weed free. So we're going to do that. I just need to watch the video to do it. It's probably going to be something we need to do in May, so hopefully I won't forget. And actually I was quite surprised we get a reasonable number of bales off of this little patch of grass. We could have run along the strip across the top there, but I didn't feel it was worth it. Probably going to put in a sheep pen in there at some point once we have more sheep. Last field to mow. I am going to get this going on course play with up down rows first. The bale wrapper is a couple of fields behind. It just runs a bit slower. Combination of course play and it taking a little while to wrap the bales. You can see we are making lots of progress. We've got 4 stacks of bales in the field now, and a bunch to collect. I was quite surprised because I was trying to collect these as the wrapper went, just to make it easier for course play to get around the field. And I only in the entire thing picked up 1 unwrapped bale, which I thought was pretty good. I will give you a total bale count at the end when we have all of the stacks up here in the field. I think they look quite good with the logo on. That will go when we use the bale shed, but not too worried. I could maybe talk nicely to Casa and see if he could do me a version that had my logo on the bales as well. If you watch this, Casa, maybe you could do me a version which has my logo on the side of your bales. So just spotted that the exact tanks that we leased are on sale, so I have grabbed those for 22,000, so they'll be waiting up at the store for us. That seemed like too good a price not to pick them up at half price. Yeah, almost done now. Probably the last full load of bales going down to the yard. And the little Fendt did pretty well considering how heavy a full bale trailer is. I was pretty pleased. And yeah, we've got 6 almost full stacks. One of them is missing a couple of bales. But it wasn't worth going over to that big field with 26 bales on the trailer. Bale wrapping done. 16 bales on there. That gives us a total of 226 silage bales. And they're 6,500 litre bales. You can do that maths. That's quite a lot of silage. So thanks for watching, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff, and I'll catch you next time on Greenlands.